All right, greetings everyone, you wonderful goddesses.
Good
And
evening.
yeah, greetings. And greetings to everyone virtually watching. Welcome. This is the New Moon Chat. And this month our topic is tiny revolutions. And our topic is tiny revolutions because we're going to do an overview of the last 12 months of every intention that we've touched on and all of the little gold nuggets that we're pulling from that and how we want to take that into the last quarter of the year so we can go into 2020 with clear, perfect vision. All right, so let's do a round of introduction with all of these wonderful women. Let's see, I'll start at the top and go around. For anyone that's new, I am Ember Tyler. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. And let's see, who's at the top? Kathleen.
All right. My name is Kathleen Kelly. I live in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, and I am feeling relaxed right now.
Nice. Nice. I'm feeling nostalgic, by the way. All right, Kathy, you came in next.
Okay, my name is Kathy Marie Howell, and I am in Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm feeling excited. A little nostalgic, like you say, but definitely excited about the clear vision of 2020.
And I'm Anna Moni, otherwise known as Mo, and I'm in Oceanside, California, and today really great as far as momentum in the business. So I'm feeling kind of relieved and I feel the momentum.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, state your business. Let's do that. What is your business?
Okay, I'm speaking about the social garden and specifically the space. We've secured, we just did our first cannabis infused dinner club dinner. And we're in process of creating another event for a nonprofit called Oceana. You may have heard of them, Kim.
Yes.
I hadn't before. And we're going to be having a senator come to dinner. He's going to come to the dinner. And it's being put on by a restaurant down the street that is completely vegan. And we're just finding just tons of partnership for creating events. And we're going to do our first fundraiser for Victory Garden Sanctuary for the Safe Home for Human Trafficking. And I don't know, I feel the movement of the CBD business. We had like 6 sales today. They just all came in. Now I have to go ship all the product out. I know you understand that one, Kim.
I do.
So yeah, that's that business. So
Wonderful. Thank you.
mm-hmm.
Kathy, want to
Sure.
introduce your business?
Sure. I am also known as the Connection Mentor, and what I do is I help women, I help everyone if they're interested in learning how to connect more with themselves. What I found is a lot of people are energetically tired, and what I like to do is just connect them back to their roots and to a better place in life. So hopefully my website will be launching here on the new moon, and we'll be able to connect through there. It's theconnectionmentor.com. And just like very much like you, I don't do the CBD, but I do the redox signaling molecules. And our business is really taking off because of people need that health, that cellular health, and they're feeling it at their core. So very excited to see all these wonderful things come to life.
Thank you, Kathy. Kathleen, you want to talk about your amazing artistic ability and if you have any projects working on you want to share?
Yeah, so I am a documentary filmmaker, and I have been developing a documentary that's about Irish storytelling and our inherited the stories that we inherit from our family. That's something that I'm looking forward to getting back into. I kind of had to put it on the back burner for a while. And something that I've been looking into, just wanting to become more of an environmental activist in this next phase of my life. So I'm doing some research, and there's a book that I just started reading called, it's by Paul Hawken, from the gardening store. Anyway, it's like I'm going through the process of just educating myself more. I mean, there's all sorts of things that I do to try to be more environmentally conscious, but just feeling like obviously we're in, I don't want to say crisis mode, we're in opportunity mode right now to really clean up our planet. And I want to be a part of that. So
Nice.
I really feel like March Against Monsanto was like my big realization of I need to become active. And Kathy and Kimberly, we all did it together. We made videos. We were part of that launch. And I really feel like that's what started me on the path to realizing that I needed to become more active. And recently, I've come into contact with a lot of indigenous tribes here in San Diego. And my biggest takeaway from all of this right now is if we want to be activists, we have to know who the indigenous people are, and we have to connect with them because they have rights to the land. Their blood and bones are in the land. And the way that the Amazonians are standing up right now, the way the Hawaiians are at Mauna Kea, it's our job to support the indigenous and really learn like who are the names of the tribes of the land here. Like we're here in Oceanside, their name is Shoshone. So trying to make connections and find some of those elders and people who actually, have been connected to the land for a long time. So that's my big activist takeaway recently is we have to support the indigenous tribes.
That's wonderful.
That's really cool. Yeah. Kathy, you want to light the candle?
Yes, let's go ahead and light the candle. And
Got the party started, but yeah.
But I do
solidify it with fire.
I want to say with that, like the March Against Monsanto, like that was huge. I think that was really important, and that it's going on. But now it's like that. Yeah, it has just sped up from there. And
didn't that guy win like $80 million?
Yes.
In spring of this year against Monsanto, and that was the first true win. So that's education, and we were part of that.
Yes, it's happening. So that's why I love to share the video that Jason, Kimberly, Ember's husband, was so gracious to make with the kids. And every time I see it, I'm like, I have to share that. People might get sick of it on social media, but I'm like, we have to share it. It's so awesome. Have you seen it, Kathleen?
No, I haven't.
We'll share it again. We'll share it again. Yeah. Here. All right.
Definitely, because it's perfect. So, okay. All right. So everybody has their candle?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Let this flame represent the wild spirit which burns within each of us. As we awaken our own wild spirit, we awaken the collective spirit. Ow! Ow, ow. Put that in a safe space.
All right. All right. So we'll go through some of the moon details for the month and any cosmic happenings. I don't think there's tons going on this month. But then we're going to dive into socks. And not necessarily the socks. I'm just saying socks and utilizing socks. We'll share socks with everyone throughout the month, but it's really the intentions of the last 12 months. So we'll go through each of those. Some will probably have a lot of conversation about, and some might be like, I don't remember that at all. And then And then that's it. That's it. This is going to be a very simplistic one, a nostalgic one, but I want to connect the tiny revolutions with this. And I think that's the whole point, the idea behind this is that each month something happens. We come together purposefully, intentionally, so we can have these little tiny revolutions in our lives, and how that rippling effect has occurred out into the world and within our families, within our communities. So I think it's going to be fun to kind of look back and see what we've done. But to get us started on a moon, the new moon is August 30th. That's a Friday, 6:30 a.m. So the time frame that we're utilizing here, we're talking this Virgo energy. It starts in Virgo. Hi there.
Hi, Debbie.
We start with Virgo energy, and a few people have pointed out, and I want to make this little announcement or whatever, is that every time that we talk about, we do this in Virgo energy, when we start the new moon, we're talking the sun sign, and we're taking that sun sign and writing it all throughout the moon phase. So we're focusing on that energy throughout all of the moon phase, and sometimes we'll go into another sun sign as well, but our focus has always been on that and that type of energy. The moon moves through the zodiac and all the houses so fast every couple of days that when you really get into it, it is a wonderful meditative practice in itself. But we try to keep the big picture and to keep focus and to keep intention. And this Virgo energy is what we're starting with for this moon, for these tiny revolutions. And the reason I love the Virgo for this is because if the Virgo had a tagline, it would be, I analyze. Hi. What would your tagline be, Anna?
Perfect doesn't exist.
There we go.
I found out.
So yeah, extremely organized, detail oriented. I don't know. Mo, throw some out there. This is your wheelhouse right here. You love it.
I feel like what I just said was the biggest piece for me was perfection doesn't exist. And
That's a wise Virgo statement.
There's a ton of piece because you're never going to get it right. Yeah. What? What did you say?
The wise, the wisdom of a Virgo statement.
Yes. And I think that the attention to detail and, being able to be the analytics of a team and
the responsible one.
You know what? Literally, I can feel myself cringing because I'm so tired of being put in that role. Mm-hmm. It's like always my frickin' job. But and I don't actually, like many Virgos actually enjoy this stuff. I can do it. But I can't say that I enjoy those parts of it. I love the idea, the pity of the Virgo idea, like, that there's a desire for the highest good and kind of this philanthropic, big picture, what's justice for everyone kind of thing. But I don't really enjoy the minutia of the Virgo ideas. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, you don't have a choice.
I kind of that. So Virgo is my sun sign, mm-hmm. and my moon sign. And I think Libra is my rising or something like that. Anyway, I feel you. I feel like I'm that person as well who has to take care of a lot of the organization and detail and follow through work, and that's hard because I actually I can really focus on on details, but it takes a lot of energy for me. It doesn't actually come naturally. But kind of like when you were talking about that, Anna, I all of a sudden what occurred to me was like the flip side is when they talk about Virgo, the Virgin and all that, I think that there's really sort of like a purity to our vision. And I kind of like, I want to focus on that more this month, is because right now I realize like I'm not feeling very inspired, and I know that I need to just do some, deep meditative work and be quiet. And because when I am connected with that sort of higher purpose in my life, the detail work becomes so much more effortless. It becomes effortless because I'm so inspired.
Yes.
So while my energy right now isn't like I'm not connected to that higher purpose, like I know that's what I want to focus on for real, like this month. It's my month.
What's your birthday?
It's September 7th.
Oh, I'm the 6th.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Almost birthday buds.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but also just I wanted to share really quickly too, is just I loved how you articulated, Kimberly, the to use the moon and how it changes through the month, sort of like the phases as a meditative practice. I realize like I haven't really been using the energy. I mean, I use what we talk about, but I haven't really focused each day on sort of where the moon is at and where am I within that cycle. And I could see a lot of like not joy, but like I can see a lot of peace in that if I were more connected to the ground and more connected with the moon cycles. But I think I get one of the things about being Virgo is I think it's really easy to get in your head, kind of get stuck there and forget about the earth elements,
Yeah.
So.
But we are Earth, right? So
Yeah.
it's something that even though we get stuck in our head, we still have that earthy connection.
Yeah.
That's there through the feet. So.
Yeah, that's great.
Didn't we do that one round about moss? Or we're going backwards, so that one's not coming up for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go in there. Let's do just a couple of moon things, just so you know. I don't think there's any cosmic happenings that I'm aware of. Is anybody?
Well, we do have this is the second of the super moons. So there's 3. So this is the second one. So It's that increased energy, like amplified energy.
Right.
And then we still have the 5 planets in retrograde.
Yeah.
So, and they're going to be, Saturn will be going out September 18th.
Okay.
So
Good. Thank you.
So that'll help.
Yeah. Yeah. So I always like the perigee and the apogee, because the apogee moon's going to be with full moon this go around, with perigee with new moon. So new intentions, starting of something new. This is perfect. And then with the full moon, just really more focused on the release aspect. But okay. Yeah. A year ago, and I think I even added one. I don't know. We have to see. But anyway, we're going to go back to who remembers magic mirrors.
Okay, I remember magic mirrors. I was just, before we started, I checked my mirror back there because I had written my intentions for, the year for me was really about fun, vitality, and completion. And I loved that whole exercise about talking into the mirror to myself, because I couldn't BS myself, and I realized I had a lot of compassion, like for myself when I was actually looking into my eyes in the mirror. That was one of the most powerful exercises of all the stuff we did this past year. It was beautiful and it was really intimate. And I realized that, like what came up for me was like, I could be a better friend to myself, Yeah. In the same way that I offer that to my friends, like I could create that for me too. So thank you for doing that. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. That was a favorite of mine too, or one of them. It's one of the tops. But it's something that I know Mo and I have done for years and years, and it's so easy to put things aside, but doing it again and going deeper with it than I had in a while just reminded me of, like, I don't know, my magic power. It was really empowering. And even though that special mirror sits on my altar or near something important all the time and has for years, it was beautiful. And something else I loved about that one is at the full moon circle, I bought all these little moons for people, or these little mirrors for everyone. And I remember being all excited when I had them. I remember talking to both Kathy and Mo on that same day separately. And I was all excited about these mirrors. And I remember talking into them, looking into them, each and every one, saying, I love you.
Aww.
And for that being a message for whoever received it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
And that was the first thing that came to mind when magic mirrors came up, was that moment.
I have a new magic mirror because I spend most of my time in Oceanside now, and it chose me, kind of. I think I bought it at Goodwill or someplace like that, and it's a circular mirror, and it's over my sink. And just this whole thing that we're doing with this venture, I know all of you know it's so stressful to jump out on a limb and become your own boss and not have security. And it's new for me because I had a job for 17 years, same company. And anyways, I've found myself just looking, like you said, Kathleen, in my eyes, very close, and feeling a deep amount of compassion and soothing kind of, it's okay, you got this. And the words that I actually said were, there's plenty of time. You have all the time you need. We have time. And it was like, it was an amazing feeling. And yes, totally like connecting to my personal power again, like through the black, right, of the iris. And there's just something very powerful because it's you looking into your own soul, or the physical aspect, if you will, of it. Powerful.
Anything, Kathy, or you want to move on?
Oh, I can just go along with what you ladies said, because that's been a practice that I've done for years. Not with actually a special mirror, but I do have a special mirror on my altar too. But it's something that, get that reflective. But I think everybody should practice this, and maybe that should be our message, to share a little bit more of that going forward. Okay. Just as a reminder, maybe more than just once a year.
Yeah. So the next one, balance. Anyone remember anything about balance? My biggest takeaway of balance was that it doesn't exist.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, it's true. I think we said that many times that month. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's all I really remember about it. I bought some really cool scales, antique, gorgeous, beautiful. They do not work. And it was just the perfect metaphor. It doesn't matter.
They look good.
So was Mirror Virgo and Libra balance?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else on that?
I want to plug this here real quick because my little book, this has been so much fun. I have had the blast with this, and I am going to bring this into our membership, doing these vision journals, because I've got a group of people that want to do them physically on the regular now, but it's something that we can do in a membership online, and just to create this and bring this, what we're doing here, even with that. But so it makes it fun. So like going back and just having this visual of what it's like, and then I go back in and write the reflection here, so it's all together. So it's fun to do this call with my book. So
really. Has it been a year? Did you start?
It's been over a year. I started it 2 years ago, but just like it goes back from, so you can see like this is the Libra. So so you can see like I've written in it, like it's all like together. And then this was like, let me show you one of the earlier ones, because it doesn't look anything like that. Like one of the new moons that I did before. Oh, well, I don't know if I can find one. So it goes from, okay, so this was an original new moon. Like there's nothing there hardly, just kind of, I mean, you can feel it a little bit, but it's like I go from that to like this is this month, joy. And so it's got glitter on it and the whole thing. So I haven't written my reflection yet, but that goes in this time before one. So it's fun. But so it's cool doing this reflection, but having this. And since I am such a visual person, I put that on my altar and have it for the month.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very cool. All right. Next. Passion.
Yeah, that was my month.
That was your
Scorpio. Yeah, lots of passion, lots of, like I was saying before, I always feel a lot of passion.
The only thing I remember about that one really was about viewing things differently. Like if I don't have passion for something, not passion as in just, straight up sex stuff, but passion in life in general, if there's not passion, trying to see it differently. Why isn't there passion? And viewing it differently. But that's all I really remember about that one. Anyone else?
Well, I really like the mantra from the socks that month, that I create a more blissful life path when guided with passion and peace. Like I always kind of, I had this idea, that passion is, like sort of when I was growing up, like it was kind of a tragic artist kind of thing, and that passion was dangerous and passion, and all that. And I think that while I've had a lot of passionate experiences, creatively, I think that it's like for me just like kind of reorienting myself, like in that, like I can let my guard down again with that. Like I think there are times in my life like where I've kind of put up a wall because I don't want to experience all that energy. I mean, there's a lot of energy that goes with passion, and sometimes like I just want to, like I see it as so vital, and it's like, oh, that's too much, sometimes. But I kind of want to, I guess I think I remember something to the effect of like I can have that sort of life force energy and not have it be out of control or something.
I like that.
Yeah.
Adding the peace in there adds a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think for me, the word passion, I connected it to purpose and job a long time ago while I was working in a corporation as like, this is my goal. because I wasn't in my passion. So to me, I was like, if my job is something I'm passionate for, then it won't be work. So I remember, because that's when we were getting ready to sign the contract with the rental for the business and all this. And that was it for me. I was like, I'm jumping in with 2 feet because this is my passion.
Nice. Passion guided.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
All right. Perception.
That's been a good one. Yeah, that's next.
It was good. But I've got Scorpio written on here, but that couldn't be. Yeah. Anyway, perception.
So I've used that a ton through, that one has been, very eye-opening, of course, because everything is your perception. And just focusing it on that month, it was like, okay, that brings it.
See something through a different lens.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And put the lens on it even, more to bring it to light. So I still use that one. I mean, it's all the time.
Trying to see it through a different lens.
Mm-hmm.
That's so important. I feel like we just said that for another one too.
Yes. Recently?
Yeah, just a second ago.
Comfort versus. Oh, yeah.
What was it? Which one?
They're building on each other.
They are, for sure.
Yeah.
But tiny revolutions here.
Perception, yeah.
Yeah. The next one was freedom. And that mantra, I loved that mantra. Speaking of that, Kathleen, the secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. That really spoke to me.
Yeah. It really opens up a door, I mean, for me, like when I'm being courageous, like that's where I feel like I am really living, so that makes sense that freedom.
It's connected.
That thing. Yeah.
That was fun and really tapped into my inner child, and it wasn't until the full moon, and that was part of the full moon circle that we did. It was in a gymnastics studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like a little kid. Yeah, it was fun. It felt like freedom.
I think I missed that one.
They've all been a lot of fun, really, like just especially the whole, like when you see them all together, like I can't believe it's been a year, but just it has been, it's been a lot of fun.
No doubt. Well, the next one was manifest, alchemy of a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple things out of that one that stick out. And one was, I haven't worked with blue lace agate in a long time, and I really enjoyed that. I remember I still have the blue lace agate in there, and it's still on my altar, and that energy was really peaceful and moving for me. And then also something that came out of that is the importance of the alchemy of friendship, manifesting of that friends don't have to last forever. And something about even having manifest with the moon to begin with came from something like that. Now, with that said, I'm with friends that I've been with for a gazillion years. However, there's something about that. It's okay, that friendships change, and it's okay that they change, and they can turn into different things over time. It doesn't always have to be in a box. And I don't know, that was an important takeaway for me on that month.
Yeah, Kim, you're definitely, as far as and Kathy too, as far as long-term friends. Like I do have other friends, but we don't meet every month to chit chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is interesting, and I had that big aha too, because yeah, a lot of times you want to, it goes back to that perception month of like what you perceive as a friendship or what could be or the thoughts of it, and then in actuality what you really want and the freedom and the passion and all of that. And it's like, okay, like you said, you don't have to put them in a box, but you can simply acknowledge and move on. And that was very freeing and felt really good.
And accept and honor what came from that without holding on to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do they say? Everything's a lesson or a what's the other part of that? It's a lesson,
who's
whatever.
they?
The universe. It's a chance to grow, to learn everything you get.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I was on a very intense call with an old friend of mine from California today, and we talked for hours about, she was trying to help me sort of create like a new vision for my life, but she was really like trying to get me to move, like actually like move geographically.
Oh.
And I was really resistant, and I was just like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, and I was really like, cause I love her so much. Like I want to, I realize that like, good friends, like you can push each other, you can make each other uncomfortable and stuff. But I also like really get with, we can push each other in the context of love, and that, that safe place. And when it's not a safe place anymore, then, like you were saying, Kimberly, I think it's okay to let relationships go,
Yeah.
let them play out. Yeah.
Let it be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And something else from that month too, it was the difficulty in creating those deep friendships that it used to be easier to do than it is now. And this ties into things coming up that has another connection with an intention in a few months. Or remembrance, our mystical awareness.
Mm.
I went back with that, with my really tuning in with like the ancestors, like actually Mo, like what you're saying, I actually didn't think about it. I mean, I guess because I have the Native American in my blood, and that's where so much of what I do is because of that, whether, intuitively. I don't know that I was taught that because it was my great grandmother who was full blood Cherokee. And she wasn't alive whenever I was, but it's like so much of that just is intuitively there, and honoring that. And it was just like I really felt it, and it felt really good.
I have to agree with you. I think that's where the remembrance took me to, just from a perspective of trying to heal the story. And that our bodies have memory, and that sometimes when we're responding, we're not acting in the way that we truly want. It's our DNA that's just acting out scripts that have been part of our story, our ancestors' story. And that, that's maybe considered the negative side of it, but then the positive side is, all of the power of our ancestors, that the love that they had and everything. So I remember that being a really great topic for me. It was a good talk, good chat.
That was. We implemented this past full moon circle. And it touches on that, our introduction to each other. We honored our ancestors. So the example of, my name is Kimberly, daughter of Linda, granddaughter of Dorothy and Catherine. And that was, I don't know, I really felt warm and fuzzy about it. Everybody kind of smiled, and we didn't talk about it a lot after we went into something else, but it was a fast moving moon circle too. But it feels deep, and that was the roots. That's where that came from.
It's interesting that you bring that up, Kimberly, because after that that meeting, I called my mom to find out more about. I realized I don't actually know that much about my grandmothers, and in particular her mother. I mean, none of them. I mean, she wasn't alive like when I was born, and so it was really a fun conversation that I had with my mom, and just that she was, I learned that she was really fun and vital. She unfortunately died, young for her age. She had abdominal cancer or whatever, but that, I love to think that sort of the part of me that is fun and loves people and, kind of came from her, and, that was kind of passed down, if you will. But it was such a great topic of conversation. My mom's 88, and she's still she doesn't remember a lot, but she remembered, her mom and all that. So that was cool.
That's nice. Oh, you should record some of that stuff.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, definitely, if you get a chance.
Oh.
Yeah, her voice, telling the stories. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. One of the people that we just recently met, his name is Lanye. It's an Eritrean name, Africa, Eritrea, and it means my eyes. And that's what his parents named him.
Oh, that's really cool.
Right? I love it.
Okay, this was a fiery one. Awaken the inner goddess.
Oh.
Oh. Kathleen, we missed you dearly.
Gee, I don't remember if I was at that one.
We were in Costa Rica.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Of course.
You were in Iceland and we were in Costa Rica.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that was an exciting one. We learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And experienced travel under the moon with our intentions, things we will never do again, and things we can't wait to do again. That was a really, really good one. And empowering. It was very empowering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway was on a card that I pulled, and Kim, you were sitting next to me. I was really coming face to face with my personal anger, ability to feel rage, and I forget what the card said. I need to find it. I'll see if I can find it. But basically, it was something to the effect of, let me get my phone. It was something to the effect of, your anger is a cry for help, or I'll look it up. I'll find it.
What was that? Was that in April?
Yes.
That one? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that was Aries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had an exciting moment I knew that I wanted to talk about animals on there, and I was so excited to find that there were goats on the property. Oh, hi, baby. Speaking of animals, hi. Come on in. And that was a favorite fun moment of just, spending a moment with the goats. And there was even a session that we were doing nearby the goats, and I was having a really hard time being in the moment with all my sisters, I was in the moment with the goats. And I was sitting where I could watch them. Yeah.
Exactly where you needed to be,
Yeah. Yeah. But it was beautiful, and the food amazing.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
I found the thing. It said attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So, because I was really judging myself for the intensity of my my reaction internally. Not that I was responding and doing things on the outside, but it's just like, good God, I thought I was like evolving. Like, why am I still so fucking angry? You know? But it's like, hey, you can have that all you want. It's just like pain in the body. It's something you need to respond to and figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge, just move on. So
What cards were those?
they were your cards. Honestly, I don't know. Let me see if no. I don't know.
Forgot what I took.
Yeah.
You don't have a photo of it? You just wrote
I
it
do.
down?
Yeah, let me grab that.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was like kind of watery. Oh, here. Can you see it? I got to talk so you can see it.
Oh, that's
Those are Kathy's.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The universe has your back.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Those are good cards. I think they're can be very good. But like kind of what you just said too about, the whole thing about the time, and the fact that we put this time limit on ourselves, but time doesn't exist besides what we put on ourselves. And so take all the time that we need to heal.
It's twice time has come up. That's going to be an upcoming intention one day. Don't know when.
Time?
I don't know what time that will happen, but that Costa Rica thing, I was looking at the mantra just now, and it stuck out. The very first part of it kind of sums it up a little bit. My vision becomes clear. Yeah. The mantra goes on, but like that's the part that sticks out. My vision becomes clear when I look into my own heart. Who looks inside dreams, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. But my vision becomes clear. That could be the little mantra for that retreat. Okay. Receiving our wealth. That was the Taurus energy. Receiving our wealth.
That felt really good. Just have that intention.
What, like having permission to do it, or what do you mean?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I think so. Yeah, to actually like really focus on just receiving more, opening that channel. So many times that we don't do that because especially for those of us that are business owners, we're always looking at the budget and we're always looking at, the money aspect of it. And just focusing on receiving more and receiving our wealth more. Yeah, that's what it felt really good about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one felt awesome because I think it's a little bit more my mode. And I think a lot of women, can be very service oriented, and I think that's like when you're serving, it's like it's hard to receive. So
and you being a Virgo, you're even more in tune with that.
Yeah, and so I know I had an opening there, like around allowing myself to receive, and how that how that really honors the people around me that I love, who also like to, provide, that, and that takes vulnerability to put yourself out there and then just like sit back and, and that it's all good information. And, it's like, if you don't receive, that's fine too, it's like.
Vulnerability. No, that's a good, that's a
Mm-hmm.
good word for that one. Yeah.
And yeah, like your wealth, even recognizing that it's not just money, but it's, it's everything. All of the wealth that we have, the abundance that is around always.
The compliments, the love, attention. I liked working with the lodestones on that too. I know that was kind of cool for the moon circle too, because a lot of people had never seen lodestones before, and to see them in action.
I love it.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, revitalizing the village.
I think I definitely missed that one.
Did you have anything on receiving your wealth?
I think I missed that one too, actually.
Okay, so revitalizing the village. I remember just going deep on the connections of community with that. And being aware of it, I realized I was connecting in, no, okay, rephrase. How was it? What am I trying to say? That being focused on community, that more community-based opportunities, connections were popping up one after another so quickly, so fast. And I realized not only am I planting seeds, but seeds I planted years ago were sprouting and I was tending to them, but I could only tend to them in community, or I needed the community to tend them, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. It was really interesting. I liked that one a lot.
I felt very similar because, that's it. Yeah. Shining the light on these intentions has really definitely, you can see it. Like Kim and I had a conversation at one point, saying, when we put these intentions out there that they don't always like happen in that month. They don't manifest like what you just said, the little seeds. They don't happen necessarily right away in that 30 days or 28 days or whatever. But simply putting it out there and putting the focus on it for the 30 days or 28 days. And then, but it always, even in reflection, we realize how much it has grown and how much we have received, more than we even maybe thought at the time.
Well, yeah, and I don't think I was at that one either. But what's coming up for me is very much that, when you take two people, like it's one thing to have an idea, but when you take two people and have a conversation, if you will, then you reach, kind of that third, the top of the pyramid, which is, you create
The crown,
like not better ideas, but something greater comes from that doesn't really exist if you're just in conversation with yourself,
Yeah, because we focused so much on the throat chakra with that, and it was, it was interesting because it was not about just talking and meeting people or whatever. It was that interaction. It was listening just as much as anything else, and being there for someone. And yeah, pretty cool. All right, there's only 2 more left. We've gone through almost the entire year. Comfort versus reality.
That one hurt.
That one sucked, but in a good way. In the way of, it was deep, deep, deep waters. And I realized how much I hated water. It brought up a lot of eco stuff, some even, I don't want to say depression, but this deep feeling of how bad our our Mother Earth is feeling, it was a rough one. Just say those still waters run super fucking deep, and it was rough.
I missed that one, but I experienced it over here in my own way. I was going through some pretty rough stuff at the same time, and it was 100%, about, are you going to stay in your comfort zone of being ignorant, or are you going to continue to look at the truth of the situation and deal with it as it really is? So
it's seeing something in the lens. It was, I guess, taking that perception concept to another level.
Yeah.
Wow. It was rough.
I think I remember we had this video call like about this theme, and it was right before I was going to do some traveling, and I remember not feeling very rooted, but like that mantra like really helped me just wherever I was, just be where I was at, and I brought my home with me.
Yeah, the feeling safe and secure.
Yeah, that I was okay, like wherever I was. That was really helpful.
I love the colors. It was red, silver, and black.
Mm-hmm.
And I wore those colors nonstop. And I love like the gemstones, the red jasper and the moonstone and an onyx. And I still have those on the altars as well. All right. And then we're up to last month was joy. Where is the joy? You know how many times I've asked myself that this past month?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Marie Kondo question? Does this bring you joy?
Does this bring you joy?
I think it is a Marie Kondo question.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it is. Yeah. So how many times over this past month I had to stop and think, in any frustrating moment of where's the joy? Either walk away from it or find it, or there was just recently though, actually I was doing a lot of events in 1 week, way more than I normally do, and I was extremely exhausted and acting out and just being, a butt. And then I would realize, wait, all of this is amazing. I love every bit of this. This is joyful. I'm just tired. But I asked for all this and I love it. There is joy here. It would help lighten the mood, ease it up. Yeah.
I actually, even this morning, just saying that when we were having a little stressful moment, it was like, yeah, this is joyful, even though it may not seem like it, like you said, at the moment, but this is what we wanted. We signed up for this.
Yeah, I think, what comes up for me is like for joy this past month has really required me to surrender to moments, like I'll notice that I'm not totally in my body or I'm feeling tense or whatever. And then it's just like, there's nothing wrong with this moment. Like just surrender to it, and there was a lot of relief that came from that because, the people around me and I love and adore, and I don't like missing moments, like I like acknowledging them for what they are. And, I remember saying goodbye to Marina, my stepdaughter who just went to college, and we said goodbye, and, I was like, you can do this, and, we'll miss you. We'll see you soon. And as soon as I got to the car, like I could not talk for like an hour. I just physically couldn't talk. And when I finally, and I was like, what is happening with me? And then I realized just like I had made a commitment to really to bring this girl up, and I did it. Like it wasn't just me, it was like our whole community, but it's like there were just a lot of times where I didn't think I was strong enough, um, or had the energy or enough love or whatever, and it was just like a beautiful feeling of completion. And I was like, this is good. This isn't sad. Like, this is really good. And it sometimes it really takes me some time to like, I don't always know what's going on in my body. Sometimes I can't talk. I don't know why, I just can't, or, but it's nice like that, then being able to release and just enjoy my life.
You found the joy.
Yeah, it's nice.
Something else I liked about this month was the essential oils. I love bergamot and tangerine, and what was the mantra? It's okay to just be, create, and scatter joy. I felt like I scattered joy as I sprayed that everywhere all the time.
Mm.
All right, we did it. An entire year of intentions, our little tiny revolutions, and those little tidbits that we're going to take into the rest of the year and to help us focus for 2020. Let's take time this new moon to really make a list of the most important aspects of everything that we talked about, the most important aspects, and what we really want to focus on, what we really want to carry on into the rest of the year. Kathy, you want to lead us in a short
Yes.
meditation before we close?
Yes. I would like to also add just, I pull these sacred geometry cards. And so I thought it was really interesting. I drew the abundance card, and I thought how appropriate that is for this month. Mm. And let me read what it says to you real quick. Everything we need in our lives is here on earth and has been created for us in abundance. Most of us are afraid to accept this. Fear, prejudice, and lack of confidence keep us from seeing and experiencing this. The energy of abundance helps you recognize that you already have everything you need to fulfill your dreams and live your life with passion, no matter how ambitious you are. I thought that was really good and very appropriate, so as it always is when we have that. So, okay, if you want to close your eyes and just kind of settle in. What I'd really like also is for us to focus on our breathing this month. So what we're going to do is just simply some short breaths. Not short. Actually, we're going to do long, deep breaths, but for a short amount of time. So what I'd like for you to do also is to pause in between the breaths. And it's the pause in between the breath in the stillness that we can feel the divine presence. So let's just take a minute and just do that. Let's just simply breathe on our own time, and then we'll come back. Feel free to release any pent-up energy that you still have in your body. Try to expand your stomach even more. See if you can feel where you're releasing the energy. Now come back and try to recall this energy often throughout the month. Connect with your divine presence within you. Everything we have everything that we need.
Thank you for that.
That felt good.
That was 100% doing what Kathleen just described of there's nothing wrong with this moment. Surrender to it and be in it.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't have to take a long time. It just simply is bringing our awareness there. So awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, I thank you all. And pulling on that Virgo energy again, the structured aspect in me sees, honors, and respects the aspects in each and every one of you. Who wants to howl? Me.
Ready.
All right. In and out. The next breath in. Love you all.
Bye,
Love you.
ladies.
Good
Happy
night.
new moon.